Hi people, welcome back. Same issue with the Flir One Pro. Battery issue, so we're going to try and do a quick troubleshoot and possibly get down to how to replace the battery. I'm on the presumption that it is the battery that's fault, so let's sort of demonstrate what's going on here. So let's power on the device. Okay, you got this orange light and it'll start blinking green, but as soon as I plug it into the phone, it's showing with very little charge. So let's sort of wait for that. Sometime it'll just switch off after a short while. So let's plug that in and the app should automatically open up. Let's go back. So we're still waiting for it to come on, and it's here. Plugged it the other way around. Let's go back. Sorry, my mistake. Should be this way around. Let's see if it's still got a green light flashing away, and let's check the battery capacity now. Bear in mind that I have charged it, this unit. Let me just go under. Okay, so you can see, right? And let's go on to the battery side, and it's 55%. Watch what happens when I plug in the lead, the charging lead. Okay, watch how rapidly it charges itself up. So we're on 54%. And let me turn the charger on. $55, 57, 59. Just wait for a moment or two. You should be charging at this sort of rate. This is which tells me that the battery capacity has gone right way down to its bare minimum, and only a little amount of life left on it. Hence, when the reason why it's charging so rapidly, because there's only a little amount to power charge within the battery cell. So you get the idea now. Okay, and we'll reach to 100% in a matter of minutes. So let's not waste any time, let's get cracking on with this. So what I'm going to do is I am going to disconnect this. Absolutely disappointing that this is not a cheap unit. So what we'll need for today repair is a Stanley knife and the T5. Okay, there's two covers here, one here and one there. Okay, and what you want to do is pretty straightforward. Get your Stanley knife without damaging, just poke this in and just flick this cover out like that. So I've done one slightly and this is what the little flab looks like. So go easy with it so you're not damaging or kinking the unit. And then same goes on this side. Just make sure it's powered off. Let me turn this crap off, or it doesn't matter, but just turn it off for the sake of it. Okay, again, just poke in there. Okay, and just gently flick it upward. Right, there you go. There's no sort of substantial damage on the edges. Okay, so let's put these to a side, I don't lose them. Okay, and then next thing to do is to insert your T5, and there's two screws, one on either end. Take them out. There you go, one out. Second one is also out. Okay, and the next stage is to pull this out nice and gently. There's no need to be in any hurry, and the battery's going to be on the opposite side. Okay, so this is your culprit. Okay, 3.8 volt, 1.97 watt hour battery, and I would imagine either that'll be the part number 602035-02. I'm not sure what this is. This could be a serial number. Okay, and it is straightforward. It just pops out, and you've got this cover there. I don't know if you can just about see. Let me get a plastic frame tool so you can see this needs to come off, and this little casing up here is keeping it pressed down. So let's see what we need to do here. I would yeah, okay, so you don't have to pull anything out. Let's just see if this, you've got to be careful because there's a flex attached here coming out of this port, so you don't want to be sort of breaking things. I would imagine that you've got to take these two screws off to get to it. Shall we try it? Okay, just be very careful that you're not touching those circuits. Let's take these two screws off. I'm going to go for a thinner screw. I'm going to go for a slightly thinner screw, so let's do that. Okay, and probably be better off just facing it down, so if the screw drops, it drops underneath, not on the top of the circuit. Alright, so let's see if that would release anything. Yeah, we have a lot more movement. And what really needs to happen then is just be careful, that's loose, that is very loose. You just want to take this out of the way. So I'm going to grab a pair of pliers, and possibly, no, I won't be able to because that's actually around this ribbon and I don't want to take that off. There's no need for that to be coming out. So what I'll do is I'll just poke it, push it out, and just pull on the battery, and that should release the battery. Alright, it's as simple and straightforward as that. So what we're going to sort of do now is check the voltage on the battery. Absolutely shocking how crap this battery is. So let's see what voltage we get under the multimeter. If I can get this underneath and you can get a good idea as to what we're seeing, or what I am seeing. So let's see. Yeah, 4.5. So the voltage is fine, but I just feel that the capacity of the battery is absolutely dead. Right. So what I'm going to do, as always, I'm going to jump this battery. I'm going to make it jump and see if that revives through a bench power supply. So I'll set the bench power supply to 3.8 volt. So I'll set it to about 4 volts. Let's get my special tool. I have a very busy day and I don't know why I ended up messing around with this. An extremely busy day today, so don't know, but doing it. Right, I'm going to reduce the current to about 1 amp, 1.5 amp, and let's inject some voltage and see what it does. Now the thing is, I would like you to see what is happening, and I'm sure you can. Nothing, no response from the battery. Okay, no response whatsoever from the battery. Wow. Absolute no response from the battery. Put it up to about 4.5. Just be careful, you don't want to be going .5 volt max. Just gonna no response from the battery. There you go. So kaput. That's the battery being kaput. Okay, so let's. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I need to replace the battery. Right, this is the batteries here. That's the battery pack. Part numbers listed here. You can see any of that. Alright, maybe that's no relevance. Let's go under the microscope. That's the detail battery pack and the detail actually on the battery pack itself. So let's unbox this. Let's take this out. that's the original battery, which is an absolute utter waste of time. Seems to be very well packaged. No. Yeah, very well packaged. Quite impressive for a battery like this. So what I'm going to do is go further onto the installation side of it. So let's look at this. The pad will sit underneath this, so let's see if I can reuse this padding somehow. So I may use something, trying to avoid any heat. It would have helped the adhesive under that pad, but no, it's one of those things. Right, so in comparison, that battery looks a bit thicker. I hope that that's not going to cause any obstruction, but I will try my luck with it. Otherwise I'll have to leave this padding out. So let's gently pull this out. Okay, the battery connector is right there, so let's sort of remove this screw. Do that. There's another screw here as well, which I've put back just in case it goes missing. Let's grab a pair of tweezers. Okay, here we are. That's all pinched in its place. Yeah, there's a red. I don't know why the friggin' hell the red light is on. So it's flashing to connect, so it's seen the actual thingy. So what I'll do is I'll power it down. There we go, that's deep powered. Now be careful, you don't want anything conductive touching on to this because that's metal, so well, I need to be careful actually, not you. But doing all that is no good because I've got to put those two screws back in. So and carefully do it so you don't drop the screws onto the circuit board while the circuit board is powered. So very carefully do that. I'm tired, it's Saturday morning here, very tired. Very carefully and gently put those screws back in its place. Okay, and sort of the wire's longer on this. That's one of the things. So let me just try and weigh up where this was originally on the battery. So the pad was here. Okay, I can see the glue here. So now I face it this way, and the connector goes. When the connector goes like this, which means that the back pad was seating on the top here, so it was in this. It was literally in this gap. The pad was seating, so I need to put it back in its original place. Okay, so it was like there, if that makes sense. Let's see what we're up against. Let me put it there and see. It's a bit of an annoying, well, it's nice of them to do that wire longer, but so it could be a little bit of a nuisance, right? Okay, so yeah, I think we're good to go. I think we're good to go with this. All right, so all we've got to do now is reassemble it back. Battery is raised a little bit, but won't matter too much. Just not poke it with the metal thing, you just poke this wire in and close it off. Alright, now what we've got to do is pretty straightforward, is to put back those two screws. providing that I can find them two screws. There they are, with the help of a T4. Gentle, don't have to be crazy, just a firm tie. Alright, don't go crazy, otherwise it'll start snapping. Right, so the moment of truth would be is to run it off the bench power supply, set it to 5 volt. Yeah, my desk is a bit messy. I'll set it to about 5.2 volt and we'll put it to 1 amp current output from the power supply, which obviously this won't be drawing anything as near as that. Let's start. Switch over to the camera so you can have a better view of what it is that's going on. You can see the bench power supply just about there. Please forgive me, I am busy. There's a lot of things I've got to do, so hence the desk is just jam-packed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in, see what we get. We have a light, we have a very small lamp draw here. Let's see what this goes up to. Bingo, battery charging. Yes, the battery is charging. So we'll just wait for the confirmation on that. We should get a flashing yes, and you can see the flashing light. Okay, so the battery is charging. Is it worth testing if the unit's working? Suppose I can do that. There's no harm in doing that. Obviously not to forget to put these clips back on. Them clips needs to go back on as well, which I will do also. Let me get this OTG adapter from my casing. So we know that it's charging. Get this turned over back this way. And let's see if I can unlock the preview so I can increase the size of this preview. Yeah, okay, so you can see a little bit. So I've got the OTG adapter here because this is a type micro type C, and this is a micro USB. This is a type C OTG adapter. The phone I've got is a type C, so I'm going to be using this. Let's power the unit. Okay, I'll wait for that to sort of start flashing green so it's in a pairing mode, and we just want to do a final test, and I'll leave the unit on charge. Yep, okay, so I have a flashing. You can just about make out the flashing light. Let's take this protective thingy off the phone, and I am going to insert it in the phone. Wrong way around. It's the wrong way around, I'm sorry. I suppose you'd be seeing my face and nothing else. Alright, so I can hear all the clicking business, and there you go. Alright, so the thermal imager is working. Let's go into the battery. See what battery percentage it has. 89%. There you go, 89%. Right, so what I will do is I may do a follow-up video. I will use this battery for a length, say 6 months, whatever it is, and I will do a follow-up video on that, just to give you what my thoughts were on the replacement battery. So yeah, there you have it. What I'll do is I won't use the bench power supply to charge that. I'll just plug it into a mobile charger. It's much more cost efficient to do that. Yeah, the camera is working. Brilliant. Let's just sort of yep, so again, plugged in charge, of my wall socket. There you go. Alright, so the battery is charging. I'll leave that on for about half an hour, something like that. But not to forget to put these clips back on, so I'll probably do that while I remember, and that'll prevent me from losing these little clips. Flir, Alexa, stop. Sorry about that. Welcome to the smart home with Alexa doing everything apart from cooking and everything else. Alright, so the way this is positioned, clips are pushed back in is in those little, in this gap. So all you got to do is let me see if I can get you into a little bit more clear view. That's where it gets pushed in, then it clips itself back in. It's as straight as forward. It's just as straight as that. So let's leave that unit on charge and start clearing up my desk. Yep, sadly Flir, I don't know what's going on, why the batteries failing on them, or it's failing to hold the charge, whether it's a unit problem or a battery problem, we will find out. I will keep the packaging for this battery, and I'll throw this battery in the new. You know, I'm quite impressed how these guys have packaged this. Very impressive, very impressive. So there you have it. So yeah, as I said, Flir, absolutely crazy. You know, these are not cheap units. They're very expensive units. And sadly, that the quality isn't there. So I would not invest on another Flir, you know, One Pro ever again. I'd probably get something else, but never ever again, because it's just absolutely disgraceful how these guys have developed an equipment, such a, you know, tiny but amazing equipment with a very bad battery design. But yeah, that's all, guys. This is the battery and the part number. They're available everywhere, mostly on eBay, so check it out, and if there's anything I can help you with, leave me a message below. Stay well, stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace, guys.